Network team, Robert DiClemente, on hand this afternoon after polishing off their historic 2023 season with a national championship. The Nighthawks are picking up right where they left off, starting the season 4-0 at the Gulf Shores Invitational. And just last weekend went 4-1 at the Captain D's Surf and Turf Classic, with that one loss coming in their final game against Catawba. That was their first loss since May 28th of 2023 at the NCAA Division II National Championship in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The Nighthawks continue to hold that #1 spot in the nation, supported by one of the most high-powered offenses and deepest bullpens in Division II softball. And the Braves come to the Lonigo with a 2-6 record to open the season, coming off a doubleheader loss to Lenore Ryan as this one grounded to Nixon, throws to first, 4 out, number 2. Braves are going to have a couple looks at the Nighthawks this weekend, trying to dethrone the top-ranked team in the nation and pick up a win against North Georgia for the first time since April of 2008. Both of these teams looking to get back into the win column. We should be in for a fun matchup this afternoon and an action-packed weekend here at the Hill. Now up to bat for UNC Pembroke is McKenna Civic. He's having to face off against Kristen Davis in the circle for North Georgia this afternoon as she hits this one into left. And UNC Pembroke puts a hit up on the board, their first of the afternoon. This one's Sky Deep up to bat for the Braves. Take a look at the rest of the batting order for UNC Pembroke. Following Easton, Locklear, Eckhart, Huntinger, Collins, and King, rounding out that batting order. Nice the ball there from Davis. This season, a 160 batting average, 4 hits this year, a home run under her belt as well, 4 RBIs for her. She's having to face off against one of the best pitchers in the Peach Ball Conference, in Kristen Davis. After week 1 of the season, she was named the PBC Pitcher of the Week for softball. You mentioned statistically, she has been the best pitcher in the Peach Ball Conference so far. Over 16 innings pitched, she's gone 3-0, posting a .42 ERA, which leads the conference. She's allowed just 10 hits and 2 runs. She struck out 12 batters while holding opponents to a 167 batting average this season. 2-1 pitch. It's going to be tipped and fouled by B. Out there on the field for North Georgia from first to third base. It's Sophie Moody, Katie Ward, and Lacey Nixon over there at third. Over there at shortstop, it's Hannah Chisholm. And from left to right field, it's Joey Lester, Mallory Parker, and Madison Simmons. Towards Blair behind the plate for North Georgia. As Nixon throws to first, easy out there for the Nighthawks. That's going to take us to the bottom of the first, where Joey Lester is going to lead things off for the Nighthawks when we return. You're watching North Georgia softball on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Lester is going to lead things off for North Georgia. Here's new head coach Mike Davenport has entered the batting order to kick off the North Georgia Leadoff Classic. Following Lester, it's going to be Mallory Parker, Sophie Mooney, Georgia Blair, Sydney Blair, Gracie Nixon, Katie Ward, Madison Simmons, and Hannah Chisholm is going to round out that batting order for North Georgia. Here comes the junior Jolie Lester up to bat. He takes the ball here. Lester this season a .346 batting average. He's got 9 hits, 9 runs, 3 RBIs so far in the first 8 games of the season for North Georgia. That's ball number 2 from Bullard. Bullard getting the start in the circle for UNC Pembroke. Center Bullard has taken a 6.13 ERA this year. He's appeared in 4 games for the Braves. Pitched about 16 innings, allowing 23 hits and 15 runs. 14 of those runs earned. He struck out 25 batters in the process, the most out of the Braves bullpen. As Lester sees strike 2. And the 2-2 pitch, a swing and a miss for Lester as Bullard gets the strikeout. Up to bat, here comes Mallory Parker. She's got a .400 batting average this season, and in her 20 at-bats so far, she has 8 hits, 7 runs, while she's been on base, 4 RBIs as well. Mallory Parker, who missed almost all of last season with an injury, picking up right where she left off 2 seasons ago, and then been batting .400 this year. It's nice to see her back into the starting lineup for the Nighthawks. Coach Davenport and the team are very happy to have her back out on the field. So one pitch to Parker outside for a ball. That's count 1-1. And glad to have you all here this weekend for the North Georgia Leadoff Classic. It's a cloudy Friday afternoon up here in Dahlonega. Another one outside. Parker now in a 3-1 count. Swing and a miss for Parker. Makes the count full. No one on base yet for North Georgia. 1 out in the inning. And the payoff pitch. Another strikeout for Bullard. The second of the afternoon. First 2 batters to base in this game struck out. Here comes North Georgia's Swiss Army knife, Sophie Mooney, back up to bat. Mooney this season leads the team in batting average, .565 this year. He fouls this one. Got 13 hits, 7 RBIs, 12 runs when she's been on base. This one popped up into center field and caught for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down for the Nighthawks. That's going to take us to the top of the second. Still scoreless here in Game 1 of the North Georgia Leadoff Classic. We'll step aside for a
Northeast Georgia Health System is a proud supporter of North Georgia Nighthawk Athletics.
Back with you here in Dahlonega in the top of the second inning. Where Locklear is going to lead things off for UNC Pembroke. Joey Locklear this season has posted a .296 batting average, 8 hits, with 2 RBIs, and he's been up to bat. It's a ball there from Christian Davis. Last season, the Nighthawks shut out the Braves in their doubleheader, 17-0 in Game 1 and 3-0 in Game 2. In that Game 1, saw Grayson Nixon hit a home run in the first inning and Sophie Moody hit one in the second. Those 17 runs were tied for the most the Nighthawks posted in the game last season. Actually scored 17 runs in 2 more games after that against Augusta and Porter. One pitch, swing and a miss. The count 2-1, 2-2, excuse me. Takes one outside for ball 3. Count runs full. And the 3-2 pitch, this one's going to be fouled. So Locklear is going to get another crack at it here. Full count pitch, fouled. Locklear is going to do it all over again. Swing and a miss as Davis gets her first strikeout of the afternoon on Locklear. Here comes Emma Eckhart up to bat for UNC Pembroke. Eckhart this season posted a .261 batting average for 23 plate appearances. She's got 6 hits and 2 RBIs. She's having to go up against one of the best pitchers in the Peach Belt Conference in Davis. Just one out in the top of the second. Nobody on for the Braves. So pitch. Inside for the strike. Braves trying to do the impossible here and hand the Nighthawks their second consecutive loss, something that hasn't been done April 9th of last season. UBC rivals Columbus State win to Dahlonega. Took down North Georgia in a doubleheader to secure the series win during the regular season. 2-1 pitch. Hit some fouls. Pushes it to 2-2. Swing and a miss as Davis gets back-to-back strikeouts here in the top of the second. Here comes Joey Hunsinger up to bat. Hunsinger has posted a .278 batting average this season. He's got 5 hits and 5 RBIs. Davis with another strike there. Hit, a swing, and a miss from Hunsinger. Makes it a quick 0-2 count. Hit, swing and a miss. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Christian Davis. Takes us to the bottom of the second. We'll step aside for a short break. You're watching North Georgia softball on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it.
An incredible finish by Hall. The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
I'm here.
You've got a lot of reasons to be here.
I'm here.
That's why we're here at Georgia Heart Institute, where advanced heart attack treatment protocols are saving more hearts than anywhere else in the state. That's why we're here.
I'm here.
So you'll always be there. The future of heart care, we're leading Georgia there. Georgia Heart Institute.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com.
Back with you here in Dahlonega in the bottom of the second, where Georgia Blair is up to bat for North Georgia. Finds herself in a 3-1 count against Bullard. And the 3-1 pitch. As Blair sees a strike down the middle, count runs full. The Georgia Blair this season, a .381 batting average, 8 hits, and she leads the team in RBIs this season so far with 10. She's got nobody on base right now. Full count pitch. Cuts it close for ball number 4. So that's going to put Georgia Blair on base with Sydney Blair up to bat for North Georgia.
Number 12, Sydney Blair.
Sydney Blair this season, a .333 batting average, in her 12 at-bats. She's got 4 hits this season. Just 1 RBI. She bunts here. It's going to be fouled. This count's going to be 0-1. We've seen some great pitching so far between Bullard and Davis. They're in the first inning. Quick 3 up, 3 down for both teams. We saw Davis get 3 straight strikeouts to take us to the bottom of the second as Blair bunts here, and that one, I believe, went off the glove of Eckhart. And that one's just going to be fouled. It looked like that one may have just tipped, but instead, Sydney Blair's going back up to bat in an 0-2 count. (0-2) pitch outside, moves the count to 1-2. As we mentioned earlier, that the Braves trying to do something impossible here and hand North Georgia their 2nd consecutive loss. As Blair shows bunt here, pulls back. North Georgia has not lost consecutive games since April 9th of last season when Columbus State came in and beat them in a doubleheader. As Blair fouls this one, count's going to stay at 2-2. And North Georgia would avenge their losses against Columbus State, beating them in the Peach Ball Conference Tournament Championship. So the Nighthawks had the last laugh in that matchup. 2-2 pitch to Blair. Again, this one's going to be fouled. Still a 2-2 count for number 12. The Nighthawks have seen a lot of success against this UNC Pembroke team, as we mentioned earlier. 17-0 in Game 1 and 3-0 in Game 2 of last season. And those 17 runs were the most North Georgia posted in a game all season long. Posted 17 runs in 2 more games after that. Gracie Mixon's on deck for North Georgia. She's got Blair on first, Georgia Blair, that is. And the 2-2 pitch. Again, fouled. So we got a battle here between Blair and Bullard. North Georgia still looking for that first hit of the afternoon. Although still early on. Blair takes ball 3, and just like that, the count runs full. Sydney Blair, a sophomore out of Peachtree City, Georgia. Full count. This one's tipped and fouled. So Blair's going to get another crack at it here. Again, Mixon on deck. Bullard gets the signal, and this one's caught by the third baseman, Eckert, which gives us our first out here in the bottom of the second with the vet, Gracie Mixon, up to bat for North Georgia. Gracie Mixon this season has posted a .286 ERA, and in her 21 at-bats, she has 6 hits and 9 RBIs, just one shy of Georgia Blair for the most on the team. As Mixon takes a ball there, as Bullard fell down in the circle. She's able to get back up, though. So 1-out count for Mixon. Still got Georgia Blair over there on first. One-zero pitch. Outside for ball 2. As Bullard gets her signal. Here comes the 2-0 pitch to Mixon. This one's going to stay in the infield and the out at first. It's going to give us 2 here in the bottom of the second with Katie Ward up to bat for North Georgia. Katie Ward this season has posted a .529 batting average, second most on the team, also ranking top 10 in the Peach Belt Conference in batting average. She's got 9 hits and 6 RBIs this season. A .706 slugging percentage as well for the sophomore. Takes a ball there from Bullard. Bullard has 2 strikeouts so far in this game, just the 1 walk on Georgia Blair, who's now at second. And the 2-0 pitch to Ward. That one high for ball 3. Another one of those is going to put runners on first and second for Madison Simmons, who's on deck for North Georgia. And the 3-0 pitch. Inside for strike 1. Ward is about to make her way to first. She thought that was going to be ball 4. Instead, it's a 3-1 count. And the 3-1 pitch. A swing and a miss, and just like that, the count runs full for Katie Ward. Two outs in the bottom of the second. And the payoff pitch. This one's fouled. Ward's going to get another chance here. And history will tell you that the previous matchups between these two teams have favored North Georgia. Faced off for the first time on March 25th, 2006. Braves won that meeting 8-5 as Ward hits one into right field. And here come the Hawks as Georgia Blair slides in to home plate as Ward gets us going here in the bottom of the second. Georgia Blair crosses home plate, and the Nighthawks take an early 1-0 lead in the bottom of the second over the Braves. So here comes Madison Simmons up to bat for North Georgia. Simmons, a .333 batting average this season. She's got 2 hits so far, 3 RBIs. She's got Ward on first. Takes one low for ball 1. As Bullard gets her signal, 1-0 pitch to Simmons. This one is going to be fouled off of Simmons. So it's going to push the count to 1-1. Ball stayed in play, but that one may have gotten a piece of her shin. That one's low for ball 2. Hannah Chisholm is on deck. Nighthawks trying to do some damage here with 2 outs. And the 2-1 pitch. Down the middle from Bullard. And so deuces are running wild at the hill. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the bottom of the second. And the 2-2 pitch. That one's going upstairs as Ward makes a break for it to second. She slides in, and she's going to be safe. Ward showing off the wheels there. Now makes things a bit easier for Simmons if she's able to get one down in the outfield. Finds herself at a full count here, 2 outs. And the payoff pitch. This one's driven into right. And here comes Ward to home plate, and this is an early 2-0 lead for North Georgia. Back-to-back RBIs for the Nighthawks makes this a 2-0 game early in the bottom of the second. Something about these 2-out rallies for North Georgia. We saw them do a lot of this last year, especially in Chattanooga in the NCAA Division II College World Series. And they're always a threat to put runs up on the board, whether there's no outs or 2 outs. And they definitely thrive under pressure here, as the Braves are going to talk things over here. As North Georgia is starting to catch fire early. With Hannah Chisholm up to bat. And Hannah's still looking for that first hit of the year. She's had 4 chances up to bat. Has not had a hit yet. Chisholm, a freshman infielder out of McDonough, Georgia, graduated from Strong Rock Christian High School. And if the Nighthawks are able to keep this one going, they could return to the top of their batting order with Jolie Lester on deck. This one's upstairs. Simmons able to get back on first. Makes us a 2-0 count for Hannah. Count still 2-0. 2-0 pitch. Down the middle from Bullard. Pushes this to a 2-1 count. And even with some key graduating starters last season in Hannah Forehand, Maddie Perry, and Olivia Sinkfield no longer on the team, the Nighthawks have not seemed to miss a beat. This one's popped up into shallow right and caught for out number 3, but the Nighthawks get on the board first in the bottom of the second, take an early 2-0 lead over UNC Pembroke. We'll see how the Braves respond when we come back. You're watching North Georgia Softball on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Greatness. Greatness is defined as striving to succeed. It is giving everything you have to achieve your goals. It's not defined by the numbers of games you lose, the numbers of shots you miss, but it's the risk in failing that will define your greatness. You earn it by showing up early, by pushing yourself every day, by working harder than everyone else. And when you've reached that point of giving up, you don't. Most people are good, others are great. Find your greatness.
Back with you here in Dahlonega, where we are in the top of the third inning. North Georgia up 2-0. With Mackenzie Collins up to bat for UNC Pembroke. As Collins takes one upstairs from Davis. This season, Collins has posted a .278 batting average. She's got 5 hits and 2 RBIs this season in her 18 plate appearances. Takes another ball from Davis. UNC Pembroke coming from the Conference Carolinas, looking to get back to the conference tournament after falling to King in an elimination game last season. And the Braves are new members to the Conference Carolinas, transferring over from the Peach Belt Conference 2 seasons ago. So what was once an in-conference matchup between these two teams, now out of conference. don't see each other quite as often as they did in years prior. As Davis pitches 4 straight balls there, it's going to put a runner on first. And that's going to bring Caitlin King up to bat. So Georgia Blair is going to talk things over here with Kristen Davis. Trying to get back on the same page. Caitlin King this season has posted an .087 batting average. She's got 2 hits this season, 2 RBIs as well. This one's going to be tipped and fouled. 0-1 count. And just like last season, we saw North Georgia pick up a loss early on, this time falling to Catawba in the final game of the Captain D's Surf and Turf Classic. This one's going to be fouled. Last year, the Nighthawks actually dropped their second game of the season against West Alabama 4-7 at the Gulf Shores Invitational. But after that, North Georgia flipped the switch and proceeded to go on a historic 38-game winning streak after that. So it's hard to fault teams at the beginning of the season dropping a game or two here and there because of the sheer amount of games compressed into such a short amount of time. In over 4 days of action, the Nighthawks have played in 8 games. Today's actually their first day of the season that they haven't had a doubleheader. Same goes for UNC Pembroke as well. So coming away with a 7-1 record while playing exclusively doubleheaders up to this point is quite impressive while still trying to get adjusted to the new season and some new faces in the starting lineup for Coach Davenport. And the 1-0 pitch. That's going to be inside from Davis for the strike. With Brewer back up to bat. Brewer serving as the designated hitter for the Braves this afternoon. Brewer, a freshman out of Asheboro, North Carolina, as Mixon, makes the throw to first. Seen that connection work quite well to open up this game between Mixon and Mooney from third to first. Mixon always on top of those bunts. There, she's always first one on it to make the throw to first. Wilkes back up to bat as she takes a ball from Davis. Wilkes, a junior out of Pembroke, North Carolina, graduated from Purnell Sweat High School. 1-0 pitch. This one's going to be popped up into right. Simmons makes the easy grab, and that's going to take us to the bottom of the third. Braves still scoreless in this one. We'll see if North Georgia can extend their 2-0 lead when we come back. You're watching North Georgia Softball on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized.
Back with you here at the Hill. In the bottom of the third, Jolie Lester is going to lead things off here for North Georgia as the Nighthawks return to the top of their batting order. Nighthawks with an early 2-0 lead over UNC Pembroke in Game 1 of the North Georgia Leadoff Classic. Lester was struck out by Bullard last time she was up to bat. Takes one outside for a ball. As we mentioned, historically, North Georgia has had UNC Pembroke's number after the Braves took the first meeting ever between these two teams in 2006. North Georgia has posted a 33-3 all-time record against the Braves and have won 30 straight against UNC Pembroke dating back to April 19th of 2008. One pitch to Lester. This one's driven into left but fouled. Goes over the bullpen of the Braves. Makes this a 1-2 count. Lester, a junior out of Fayetteville, Georgia. Graduated from Star Mills High School. Takes strike 3, so Bullard gets 2 strikeouts on Jolie Lester this afternoon, bringing Mallory Parker back up to bat. Parker was also struck out by Bullard on her first plate appearance this afternoon. As we mentioned in the first, Parker missed the majority of last season for North Georgia due to injury. So it's great to see her back out there for North Georgia. Finds herself in an 0-1 count against Bullard. Parker shows bunt here. Pulls back. Tips this one fouled. 0-2 count for Parker. Parker, another veteran on this North Georgia squad, a senior out of Kennesaw, Georgia. Graduated from Kennesaw Mountain High School. Shows bunt, pulls back, grounds this one to the short. Throw to first. It's going to get there on time for out number 2. And here comes the Swiss Army knife, Sophie Mooney, back up to bat for North Georgia. And to begin the season, Mooney has had her name all over the PBC website, ranking in the top 10 in a number of categories. She ranks 4th in batting average, 3rd in on-base percentage, 5th in runs scored, 4th in doubles, and 1st in stolen bases. She already has 10 stolen bases this season. 1-0 pitch. This one's going to the short. Again, throw to first on time for out number 3. So a scoreless 3rd inning between the Braves and the Nighthawks takes us to the 4th. We'll see if the Braves can get their first run up on the board when we come back. You're watching North Georgia Softball on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
My name is Lana Titarina, and UNG is where I lead. I chose UNG because of the tennis program and how much the tennis program has achieved in the past. And I wanted to be a part of building a good team. But also the campus is very beautiful, the location. It has the new business building that I really like. And when I did my research, I really liked Dahlonega in Georgia. So one of the biggest challenges that I faced was coming here and not knowing anyone. I didn't know how the culture was and how to really approach people. And being new and not knowing anyone can be tough in the beginning. So you have to really put yourself out there and make connections, talk to people. So that's where I feel like I've grown a lot, and I've gotten to know a lot of people here, and that has helped my experience. My advice for international students would be just go for it. It may be tough in the beginning, but it's all going to be worth it at the end. You're going to meet amazing people. It's really fun, and you get a very good degree.
Back with you here at Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium in the top of the 4th. where Sibbitt's going to lead things off for UNC Pembroke here. She takes a ball upstairs from Kristen Davis. McKenna Sibbitt, a redshirt junior out of Randleman, North Carolina, graduated from Providence Grove High School. Tips this one fouled, pushes the count to 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch from Davis, again, fouled by Sibbitt. Makes this a 1-2 count. As we mentioned earlier, even with some key starters graduating last season in Hannah Forehand, Maddie Perry, and Olivia Sinkfield, the Nighthawks have not missed a beat. Last season, Hannah led the nation in RBIs for a majority of the season, leading one of the most prolific offenses in softball. And so far this season, the Nighthawks have had 58 RBIs off their 81 hits coming into today. They've already got a couple more added to that in this one, now up to 60 RBIs and 83 hits, led by Georgia Blair, who already has 10 RBIs this season, which ranks 9th in the PBC in RBIs. As a team, the Nighthawks have been batting .368 this season. And the 1-2 pitch from Davis. Again, this one's going to be fouled. And so Sibbitt's going to get another crack at it here. She has D's on deck. Sibbitt actually has the lone hit for the Braves so far in this one. Counts 2-2 as we get the double P signs from the home plate ump. That one's going to be outside for ball 3. Count now runs full for Sibbitt. As Davis gets her signal, here comes the payoff pitch. This one's going to be fouled, so Sibbitt's going to get another crack at it here. Braves have not played in a game since February 7th. They were supposed to play last weekend at the UNCP round robin, which was canceled. Full count pitch, a swing and a miss as Davis gets another strikeout. Gives us our first out here in the top of the 4th. With Jay Deese up to bat. Deese grounded out last time she was up to bat. Fouls here, makes us an 0-1 count. So the Braves, they've had a couple of extra days to rest up, coming off losses in a doubleheader against Lenore Rhine. And they're going to say that she swung here on this one, so it's going to be an 0-2 count now for Deese. But with how these schedules are playing out, the Braves are going to have another chance to get their revenge on Lenore Rhine here at the Hill. UNC Pembroke is going to take on Lenore Rhine tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. As that's going to be popped up to Lester and left for out number 2. Chloe Locklear back up to bat for UNC Pembroke. Locklear was struck out by Davis last time she saw the plate. Grounds one fouled. Makes us an 0-1 count. Davis already has 5 strikeouts in this one. 0-1 pitch. This one's hit well into left, and a great grab out there by Jolie Lester, doing what she does best, making plays in left field for North Georgia. Gives us 3 outs, taking us to the bottom of the 4th. We'll see if North Georgia can extend their 2-0 lead when we come back. You're watching North Georgia Softball on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Welcome back to Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium on day 1 of the North Georgia Leadoff Classic here in the bottom of the 4th. Georgia Blair is going to lead things off for North Georgia here. Blair was walked last time she was up to bat. Blair also scored a run when she was on base. Another vet on this North Georgia squad, Georgia Blair, a senior out of Douglasville, Georgia, has been a staple behind the plate for North Georgia for years. And this season, she's seen a lot of success up to bat as well, as we mentioned. Leads the team in RBIs this season. She's got nobody on base right now as she's leading off for North Georgia. 0-1 pitch to Blair. Takes one outside for a ball. this team. Get the double peace signs from the home plate up. 2-2 count. This one's hit well into right, but fouled. Count's going to stay at 2-2 for Mixon. Mixon also one of those do-it-all players for North Georgia, whether she's doing some damage over there at third base or trying to do some damage up to bat. She's also been a staple in this North Georgia lineup for years. As Mixon takes one low, count runs full. Another ball could potentially load the bases here for
Welcome to Dahlonega and welcome to Bob Stein Stadium for our non-conference matchup today featuring the visiting 13th ranked Quincy Hawks taking on the Nighthawks of North Georgia. The Hawks are coming into this weekend with a 5-1 record to start their season, with their third consecutive home series to begin this 2024 campaign. This is Quincy's opening series in the 2024 season after an impressive 2023 campaign where they posted an overall record of 47-11 while making it to the Super Regionals. We should be in for a good weekend of baseball. This is Bailey Vessel along with the rest of the Nighthawk sports crew. We're glad you're joining us. As Dylan Noche is going to get the start for the Nighthawks. He throws a first pitch strike. Another big cut. 0-2 count. Noche is a junior from Tequila, Georgia. He throws ball one outside, 1-2 count. So far this season, he's pitched in 12 innings, giving up 8 hits. That one's going to be a little high from Noche, 2-2. He's only given up 2 runs so far this season. It's going to be low and outside, full count now. This is Jake Vitelli for the Hawks as he's going to take another one outside. Quick walk for Dylan Noche. That's going to bring up number 2, Joe Huffman, a sophomore. He fouls this one off from Noche, 0-1 count. This is Quincy's first series in the 2024 season after a historic season in 2023 as Noche tries to pick off Vitelli's unsuccessful. That one's going to be fouled straight back. 0-2 count for Huffman. Noche's doing a great job working ahead of hitters. This Hawks offense is very dangerous. Last season they demolished many offensive program records, including a tie of the Division II all-time single-season team home runs mark of 131. Which was set by West Georgia back in 1998.
And she delivers this one, and that's going to be fouled. Still an 0-2 count for Huffman. This one's going to be hit deep into left, and that ball is going to be caught by Jorge Rispro for the first out of the inning. Spatelli has to make his way back to first. That's going to bring up number 10, Dustin DuPont, senior from Linville, Indiana. He takes strike one from Noche. This one's going to be hit fouled on the left field line. DuPont had a batting average of .369 last season, appeared in 42 games, had 149 bats. Contributed to that home run record with 11 of his own. He finds himself in the cleanup spot to start this season off for the Hawks. As Noche picks off Vitelli, but just in time as he's able to touch first before Philip Ard is able to apply the tag. That ball's going to be just outside from Dylan Noche, 1-2 count. Noche's getting his third start on the season, previously pitched against Mars Hill in the opening weekend, went 5 innings, only giving up 2 hits. And last weekend against Salem, he went 7 innings, giving up 6 hits and 2 runs. This ball is skied towards the third base, and it's going to be caught by Jace Bowen for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Austin Simpson, a redshirt junior. He saw a much improvement between 2022 and 2023. Had a .278 batting average in 2022 and increased that to .343 last season. Looking to improve in his redshirt junior season. Noche delivers ball 1 low. This ball is hit softly towards first, and Art is there, and he's going to tag first for the final out of the inning. Noche is able to walk 1 runner, but get 3 straight outs after that. We'll be right back here with you for the bottom of the first on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Welcome back, where Andrew Zapata is going to lead things off for the Nighthawks. Then the leadoff role for the second consecutive year after a very impressive freshman campaign. It's going to be strike one. Zapata sends this one into shallow right. That's going to be caught for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Jace Bowen.
Third baseman number 29, Jace Bowen.
The preseason all-conference Peach Belt selection. Working his way back into the lineup after he missed the opening series against Mars Hill, as he takes ball number 1. Jace Bowen went 2 for 12 in his first weekend with a .167 average. He's going to take strike number 1. Coach Contrell was very excited to have Jace back in the lineup. He says he does a great job at third base and really knows his role for the team. He says it takes a lot off him when Bowen's on the field as he laid down the bunt, and he's going to be thrown out in time. Tries to sneak a bunt, but catcher does a nice job to pop up and get the speedy Bowen for the second out of the inning.
Shortstop number 23, Riley Frost.
That's going to bring up Riley Frost now. He checks swings at strike number 1. Riley Frost is coming into this weekend with a .333 batting average. As he sends this one softly to short. It's going to be fielded and thrown in time for the third out of the inning. A quick 1-2-3 for the Hawks as they head back to bat. We'll be back with you here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Welcome back to the top of the second inning, where Evan Davis is going to lead things off for the Hawks. So he takes a strike from Dylan Noche, fouls that one straight back. Evan Davis is a freshman from Waterloo, Illinois. Getting his first career start for the Hawks. This ball is going to be hit into deep right center, and Apata is there to collect, loses his hat, is able to make the play One out in the inning for Dylan Noche. This is a very potent offense that can break out very easily. A lot of pop on each of their bats. It's number 22, Brock Boyton, sends this one to second. That's collected for the second out of the inning. Dylan Noche doing a nice job so far to keep these hitters off the base pass.
Number 11, David Broughton.
That's going to bring up David Broughton, another freshman from Fenton, Missouri. That's going to be low and outside from Noche for ball number 1. Quincy was picked to be the favorites to win the Great Lakes Valley Conference after winning the conference last season and making it to all the way to the Super Regionals. They were able to host the NCAA Midwest Regional appearance and then also hosted the Super Regional tournaments for the first time since 2016. That's going to be a strikeout from Dylan Noche as he goes 1-2-3. Still scoreless here in the bottom of the second. We'll be right back with you here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Welcome back to Dahlonega, where Kyle Robish is going to lead things off for the Nighthawks here in the bottom of the second inning. Robish is a freshman from Kennesaw, Georgia. He's currently ranked 14th in the Peach Belt with a .375 batting average. As left-handed pitcher Griffin Kern is getting the opening day start for the Hawks. Redshirt junior from Quincy, Illinois. As Robish hits this softly to third, that's going to be fielded and thrown across the diamond for the first out of the inning.
Second baseman number 9, Brady Skipper.
That's going to bring up Brady Skipper now for the Nighthawks. Skipper has a .261 batting average. In his sophomore campaign was filling in at third for Jace Bowen opening weekend. Now he finds himself at second base. Jace Bowen back in the lineup as he is down at 0-2 count now to Griffin Kern as he sends this one to shallow center. That's going to be caught by center fielder Boyton for the second out of the inning.
First baseman number 18, Philip Ard.
That's going to bring up Philip Ard. the first baseman. It's a transfer from Georgia Southern. His first year with the Nighthawks. He's going to take strike one. Art has a .250 batting average to start this season as he fouls that one towards Coach Cantrell over there at third base. It's 5 RBIs on the year and 1 home run to start this 2024 season. Ball's going to be low from Kern, 2-2 count. It's a great test for the Nighthawks, who start Peachville action next weekend. Hoping to win the series against the number 13th ranked team in the country as this ball is fouled off Ard. Coach Cantrell thinks this will be a great measuring stick for his team, and it'll show his team what they need to get better at before they hit the Peach Bell as Philip Ard faced a 3-2 count. Coach Cantrell wants his team to play and learn and grow as a team each time they see the field. Ard sends this one into the 5-6 hole, and that's going to get by the third baseman, hits his glove, and picked up by a left fielder. So Ard is aboard with a 2-out single. Put that in the right spot where third baseman David Broutman was unable to keep that from reaching the outfield. That's going to bring up Jorge Arispro. As he fouls that one straight back. Ard's the first base runner for the Nighthawks. And the first hit allowed today by either starting pitcher. Arispro is coming in with a .227 average over 6 games. Takes ball one outside. Ball's going to be in there from Kern. 1-2 count. Arispro sends this one right back up the middle. That one's going to get through for another base hit for the Nighthawks with back-to-back consecutive singles. We'll put runners on first and second for the Nighthawks. That's going to bring up Edwin Bowman now.
Number 5, Edwin Bowman.
So runners on first and second for Edwin Bowman with an early RBI opportunity. That ball is going to be in there for strike number 1. Bowman sends this one to the 5-6 hole. That's going to get through, and they're going to send Ard home as the throw comes home, and it's going to be not in time as Arispro takes off for third, and that will be in time, but not before Philip Ard is able to cross the plate thanks to a Bowman single. The Nighthawks lead this one 1-0. We'll be right back with you here on the Nighthawks Sports Network. Dylan Noche is back on the mound for the Nighthawks with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the third inning. First batter he'll face in the third is number 9, Charlie Allison. One on one count for Allison. Allison is a redshirt sophomore from Rock Island, Illinois. He takes a big hack there, 1-2 count. This is Allison's first action as a Hawks baseball player. He fouls that one over the third base dugout. 1-2 count for Noche. That's going to be in there for strike number 3 as Noche is able to get a quick out and a strikeout for his first of the game. That's going to bring up left fielder Adam Lewis. He takes a ball from Noche. That's going to be in there for another strike from Noche. 1-1 count. Lewis is a senior outfielder. He takes ball number 2. 2-1 count. That's going to be outside. Noche, 3-1. That's going to be another ball from Noche. So a 1-out walk for Adam Lewis.